Welcome to the first workout video on my channel. Today we're going to start off with a flexibility flow workout that is a very gentle and easy and relaxing type of Pilates workout. So if you're still down for a challenge after you finish this workout, make sure you come back on Saturday because I'll upload a core control class on Saturday. That is going to be a lot more challenging than this one. I hope you're ready for this workout. Just make sure you grab your mat and we'll dive right in. So we're going to start in a standing position. So just place your feet hip width apart and keep a soft bend through the knees. Stand up nice and tall, lift the chest and draw the shoulders down and away from the ears, arms down by your side. And then tilt your head to the right, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, look over your shoulder. Inhale on the way back. Exhale, look over your shoulder. Do a couple more. Just move with your own breath. And then come back up, tilt your head to the left. Take a deep breath in and then as you exhale, look over your shoulder. Inhale on the way back. Again, just keep moving with your own breath. Do one more. And then come back up. Very good. Now drop your chin towards the chest and then just slowly roll down to the floor. Go as close to the floor as you can. You might like to hold for a few seconds at the bottom and then slowly roll back up to standing. Stand up tall at the top, roll back the shoulders, open up the chest. And then drop the chin towards the chest and slowly roll down to the floor again. See if you can get a little bit closer to the floor each time. Last one. This time when you come down to the floor, just stay in your forward fold. So remember to keep a soft bend through the knees. Relax the arms and the neck. Head is heavy. You can have a little sway left to right if you want. Maybe hold on to each elbow. And then grab your right shin with your left hand and then breathe out as you reach your right arm up towards the sky. Inhale on the way back, same thing opposite side. So grab your left leg with your right hand, reach as you breathe out with your left arm. Inhale on the way back, do two more each side. One more each side. And last one coming up. And back to center. Now walk your hands out to a plank position. So make sure you keep your hands directly under the shoulders. Spine in neutral position. If this is too hard for you, you can drop the knees to the floor if you need to. Otherwise, just stay in your high plank. Just hold it here for a few seconds. So make sure you draw the navel towards the spine to engage your core. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Flex at the hip. Stretch back onto your heels. And then walk with your hands back towards the feet. Stay in your forward fold. And then when you're ready, walk out to plank again. Find your neutral spine, engage your core. You can use the knees if you need to. Now, if you want to make it more challenging, see if you can pick up one foot. Flex the foot, press the heel away from you. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower the foot back to the floor. Lift the other leg. Three, 2, 1, lower the foot back to the floor, flex at the hip, and stretch back onto your heels. And then walk with your hands back towards your feet. And come into a forward fold, just stay here for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, walk out to plank one more time. Again, you can drop the knees to the floor if you need to. Or now, if you want to make it harder, see if you can bring your right knee to your right elbow. And back. Same thing, opposite side. And back. And then flex at the hip. Walk your hands back to forward fold. Soft bend through the knees, stay here for a couple of breaths. And then walk out to plank again. This time bring your right knee forward towards the chest and then lower the knee to the floor. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes on your back foot. Now you can stay up on your fingertips or come down on your elbows or lower the head all the way down to the floor, depending on how flexible you are. And then just stay here for a few breaths. And then slowly come back up again. So tuck the toes on your back foot and then lift back to downward facing dog. Do little pauses with your feet, bending one knee at a time. And then come back to plank. This time bring your left knee forward, lower the knee to the floor, untuck the toes on your back foot. Again, you can stay up on your fingertips or down on your elbows or forehead all the way down to the floor, and just stay here for a few breaths. And then slowly come back up on your hands. Tuck the toes on your back foot and lift back to downward facing dog. Do little pulses with your feet. And then drop the knees and come down to the floor. So make sure you have your hands directly under the shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Find your neutral spine, so it should be a slight curve through the lower back. And then make sure you draw the navel towards the spine, engage your core, and then exhale, lift your right arm. Inhale on the way back. Same thing on the same side, so breathe out, lift your right arm again. Inhale as you lower. So it's really important that you brace to the core as you lift and breathe out to stabilize your spine in that position. Now, if you want to make it harder, you can add the opposite leg. So breathe out as you lift one arm and the opposite leg. Make your body as long as you can. Inhale, come back to the floor. also try to keep the hips parallel with the floor, so try not to twist through the hips as you lift the leg. Do one more. And then come back to the floor. Now bring your right foot out to the side, so it's just outside your mat, and then extend your left leg out long behind you, and then lift the left arm and come into a side plank. And you can also reach the arm above the head if you want to. So you'll feel that side body stretch here. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. Make sure you keep the arm directly over the ear. Take one more deep breath here. And then come back to the floor. Just check so that you have your hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Again, find your neutral spine. Just a slight curve through the lower back. Draw the navel towards the spine. Engage the core. This time, breathe out and lift your left arm. And then inhale on the way back. Again, if you did so on the first side, you can add the opposite leg to make it more challenging. So breathe out as you lift and lengthen. Make your body as long as you can. Inhale, come back to the floor. Same thing again. Do two more. Last one coming up. Very good, and then move your left foot to the side so it's just outside your mat. Extend the right leg out behind you. Lift your right arm, come up into that side body stretch. Again, you can reach the arm above the head to get a deeper stretch through the side body. Just stay here for a few breaths. And then come back down. And then from here, bring your legs out in front and come into a seated position. And then inhale as you reach your arms above the head. Exhale, flex at the hip and fold over, try to touch the toes. Inhale, reach your arms above the head. And exhale as you reach for the toes. So we'll do a few more just like that. Keep moving with your own breath and try to use the out breath to relax the muscles and stretch it a little bit deeper each time. Last one coming up. This time stay in this position for a couple of breaths. So you can grab a hold of your toes or maybe the lower legs, depending on how flexible you are, and just stay here for a few breaths. Take one more deep breath here. And then come back up. Now bend the knees. Flex the feet, keep your heels on the mat, lift the chest and then lean back as far as you feel comfortable without rounding through the back. So make sure you keep your core strong. And then hold your arms in front of you. And then as you exhale, rotate to the right, reach as far as you can to the right. Inhale as you go through center. Exhale, reach as far as you can to the left. Inhale through center. So just keep going from side to side, move with your own breath. Now, if you want to make it more challenging, see if you can lift your feet off the floor. Again, make sure you don't round through the back. Keep your core nice and strong. And then move from side to side. Two more each side. And then lower the feet back to the floor and relax. Very good. Now extend your legs out long and then bring your feet out as wide as you feel comfortable, or as wide as you can. Again, make sure you don't round through the back. So if you are, just bend the knees slightly so that you can sit up straight. And then bring your arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, rotate to the right and reach for your right foot. Inhale as you go through center, sit up nice and tall, lift the chest. Exhale, rotate to the left. Try to touch the toes on your left foot. Inhale through center. Do one more each side. Last one coming up. Very good. And then just bring your feet together and your legs out long on the floor. Just keep your arms down by your side and then slowly roll down to the floor. One vertebrae at a time, slow and controlled. And then draw the chin towards the chest. Slowly come back up again. Same thing again. Roll down to the floor, slow and controlled. And draw the chin towards the chest and come back up. Do two more. And this time just roll all the way down to the floor and come down on your back. Now bend the knees, keep your feet hip width apart on the floor, and then find your neutral spine. So it should be a little bit of space between your spine and the mat. So you should be able to stick your fingers in underneath your lower back. Now try to brace to the core to stabilize your spine in that position. And then as you breathe out, lift your right foot until your knee is about 90 degrees, so the knee should be directly over the hip. Inhale, lower back to the floor. Same thing, opposite side. So breathe out as you lift. Inhale as you lower. So the goal is to keep the same amount of space between your spine and the mat as you lift the leg. So if you're not sure, you can keep your fingers underneath your back just to be able to feel if you arch or flatten your spine. So just try to move slow and controlled. Now, if you want to make it more challenging, and if you can do so without arching your back and losing your neutral spine, you can lift both feet off the floor at the same time. So make sure you brace to the core, Draw the navel towards your spine and then lift both feet off the floor at the same time. Inhale, lower back to the floor. Exhale, lift. Inhale as you lower. Do 2 more. And then lower the feet back to the floor. Just have some rest. You can bring your arms out to the sides and then just bring your knees over to the right. And then over to the left side. And then back to center. Now, bring your arms down by your side. Keep your left leg bent and your left foot on the floor. Lift your right foot. So you can start with the leg straight or bent, depending on how challenging you want it to be. So if you want to make it a bit easier, start with the knee bent. And then exhale, extend the leg, lower it as close to the floor as you can. And then inhale on the way back. So breathe out as you lower. And inhale on the way back. Or like I said, you can start with the leg straight. Exhale to lower. Inhale as you lift back up. So again, make sure you keep your spine in that neutral position. So you can hold your hand underneath your lower back to be able to feel if you arch or flatten your spine. Like I said, try to keep the same amount of space between your lower back and the mat as you move the leg. Now, if you want to make it even more challenging, you can lift the left foot off the floor and keep that knee at 90 degrees. We'll do a couple more. And then just bring both knees to your chest, wrap your arms around the knees, have a little rock from side to side. Just take a few deep breaths here. Very good. Now bring your arms down by your side, right foot on the floor, lift your left leg. Again, you can start with the knee bent or straight, whichever you did on the first side. And then exhale as you lower the leg, as close to the floor as you can. Inhale, come back up. Again, you can start with the leg straight if you want to. Just exhale, lower it all the way down to the floor, and then inhale, come back up. And if you did so on the first side, you can lift the right foot off the floor, keep that knee at 90 degrees. We'll do a few more. So this is gonna make it more challenging for you. So just make sure you don't arch your back if you lift that foot off the floor. So make sure you can hold your spine in that neutral position. Do 2 more. And then just bring both knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around the knees and just have a little rock from side to side. Very good. Now place your right foot on the floor and then your left shin on top of your right thigh. Now you can just stay here if you want to, or if you can, try to reach for that right knee. Grab a hold of the knee and then lower the head back to the floor. And just stay here for a couple of breaths. So you should feel a stretch in your left hip right now. If you want to make the stretch deeper, you can pull the right knee closer to the chest or use your hand to push the left knee away from you. just take a few more deep breaths here. And then release. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So place your left foot on the floor, right calf on top of your left thigh. Again, you can just stay here if that's your limit, or see if you can grab a hold of the knee, of your left knee, lower the head back to the floor. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. So you should feel a stretch in your right hip right now. Again, you can pull the knee, your left knee closer to your chest to get a deeper stretch. So just adjust that as you need, depending on how tight you are and how your body's feeling. Take one more deep breath here. And then just release the stretch and bring the feet back to the floor. Now extend both legs out long on the floor, and then draw the chin towards the chest and roll up to a seated position. Very good. So we're going to come into a cross-leg position. Sit up nice and tall. And then inhale, reach your arms above the head. As you exhale, rotate to the right, and then place one hand on top of the knee, so your left hand on top of the right knee, and then the other hand behind you. Lift the chest. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. And then next time you inhale, reach your arms above the head. Same thing, opposite side. So breathe out as you rotate to the left. Right hand on your left knee, left hand behind you. Lift the chest. Just take a few deep breaths here. And then next time you inhale, lift your arms above the head, and exhale, just lower the arms down by your side until your fingertips are touching the floor, and then tilt your head to the right. And then over to the left. And then come back up. Now from here, come over onto your knees. And then just sit back onto your heels. Just take a few deep breaths here. Walk the fingers over to the left side of your mat. Draw your right sit bone towards your right heel. You should feel a stretch through the right side body right now. Just take a few deep breaths here. And then walk with your fingers over to the right side of your mat. Same thing here, draw your left sit bone towards your left heel. Feel the stretch through the left side body there. And then back to center. And then tuck the toes under and lift up to downward facing dog. Do little pulses with your feet. Bend one knee at a time. Try to bring the heel as close to the floor as you can. And then slowly walk with your hands back towards the feet. And then from here, just slowly uncurl the spine. Head being the last to come up. Roll back the shoulders, open up the chest. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Take a deep breath in, open the chest. And then exhale, just release the hands. well done, we are done for today. Alright, so that is it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed the workout. If you did make it to the end, I would love to hear how you went. So I would be so happy if you left a comment under this video and just let me know that you did it, and what do you think about the workout. Like I said earlier, if you are still down for something more challenging after this one, make sure you check back in on Saturday, because I will upload a core control workout on Saturday that is going to be a lot more challenging, still doable, I promise, but yeah, it will be fun. So make sure you don't miss that, and thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in my next video.